So Erykah Badu, like I said, she's one of the first people that I saw really dealing with crystals. Also, Malaya, she's a known stripper that used to talk to like Drake or whatever, and so that's how and I follow her, and she's also big on these crystals as well, and so it's kind of like, I'm not saying that if so many people believe in it that it has to be real, but it's like it's worth trying. That's all I'm saying. If not saying that's like if a person says, "Oh my goodness, let's go jump off a bridge. Let's go jump off the bridge." That's not what I'm saying. But I'm saying if you see something that can possibly benefit you in the near future and in the long term, it's something that's worth researching, attempting to know about, and worth trying. Is all I'm saying. So I just wanted to kind of talk about my experience with it and just kind of educate you all on it a little bit, like I said. So yesterday, well, before I get into that, so the sets, they come in 3 different sizes, the Yoni Eggs, right? And like you can literally see, so you can see how the size of them. So they're not big. So Yoni Eggs in like particular, they go inside of the woman's vagina, okay? And so the levels, because obviously it's levels to this, as it is with anything, it's levels to this. But so you start with the biggest one first, right? And the purpose of these is basically to strengthen your pelvic floor, to strengthen your floor, and then like also to really become more in tune with yourself and your energies, and whichever one that you have chosen to kind of connect with, for those energies to kind of radiate and do its thing. And so you will have these for basically for forever. They have some so these are undrilled, and it's called undrilled because there was no drilling, so there's no hole. But they have other ones, you can buy this same set that are drilled, and so that would mean that there would be a small, like tiny hole that you can put a string through. The next time I will be purchasing drilled ones as well, just because, well, I'll tell you about my experience, just because I did find, like, it does make me a little nervous. Like, I was like a little nervous, like, is it going to get stuck up there? You know what I'm saying? And so the string kind of would serve as some kind of like comfort, to kind of like reassure you, so to speak. And then when you get cold with it, as you advance, because it's levels. I told you, you start with this one, and then you go to this one, and then you go to the next one. And so if these were drilled, you would actually be able to, as soon as you get them, you're supposed to attach the string. But as you advance in your practice, you are supposed to, you are able to attach like a weight to them. Okay. So as soon as you receive your Yoni Eggs, you should inspect them. So I can feel that they're smooth. There's no cracks or anything. However, I just noticed this right now. I just got these yesterday, but there is a crack on this one. I did not notice that at first. So I have to contact my seller and let them know there's a crack in this one, and so they can swap this out, because there shouldn't be any cracks, because this is something that you will be putting inside of yourself, right? So upon receiving them, you just rinse them off. You can set them inside of like some like lukewarm water, or maybe put apple cider vinegar on them, or even like boil water. And then after the water has like cooled a little bit, because you don't want to put them in really hot water, because you can mess up the consistency, or just like, I don't know, you don't want to change anything for these. So maybe after the water has been boiled, like I said, after it's cooled down some, then you put these in and maybe soak for 5 to 15 minutes, something like that. But again, if you have any questions or anything, like, everything is figure outable, which is what I love. Like, like when I first received when I first got these, I was super excited. Like, I'm like, I want to know what's going on, as far as my chakras being off. And I'm like, I am a sexual person. Like, I love sex. And yeah, I'm committed. I'm diving straight in, right? So as soon as I basically got them, I'm like rinse them off, clean them and stuff like that. And I put this one in yesterday. And so, So I put it in like this, right? And and did not hurt or anything like that. I mean, obviously I felt it at first. I was like, but it's not big. Look at this. Look at the size of this is like the size of my nose. It's not big or anything. So I did put it in, and I didn't like, push it way up. No, I didn't do anything. I just put it in, and once I felt like, it goes in so fast or so easy. At least for me, it did. But if it doesn't, you shouldn't like force anything. None of this is a forceful process. All of this is so natural. This is all, like I said, the goal of this is self-love. I'm committed to learning more about myself, unlearning any bad traits or getting rid of any bad energies and things like that. That's my goal for this overall. Like, I'm just trying to be the best woman that I can be for me. Like I said, and love myself more every day, consistently, like, period. You know what I'm saying? Because how else can I expect someone else to love me unconditionally if I don't love myself unconditionally in every form, right? So, long story short, I put this in yesterday. I was so geeked and everything like that. And I didn't think too much of it. I went on about my day, right? This is like, I ended up going like to the beach with my friend and her daughter and son. And so we were just like chilling and stuff. So like midday, maybe like about 5 p.m. So when I came home, back maybe like about 9 or 10. I came home and I'm like, okay, wait, is this thing gonna come out? And I put my finger up there and I'm like, okay, wait. And I'm like, I put my finger up there and I'm like, wait. I'm like, oh, okay, I feel it. But I'm like, it wasn't able, it was up there, comfortably, sitting. And don't get me, and mind you, sidebar, the entire time I was out running my errands. And then when I went to the beach with my friend and stuff, I didn't feel it. It's not like you can, some people you are able to feel it, but considering this was my first encounter, and this was the biggest one, I did not feel it. Literally, even once I first put it in, I didn't feel it anymore. Kind of crazy, right? But that's just like a tampon. I don't wear tampons anymore, but when I did wear tampons, it's just somewhat of the same thing. You can feel the tampon there at first or sometimes, and then of course you're like, okay, but it's there, but sometimes you can forget that it's there. You know what I'm saying? It's just kind of varies depending on what's going on with you, what you're doing, where you're at physically, mentally, if you're in the bathroom, things like that. And of course, so as the day went on, when I came back home from the beach and stuff, I urinated. I'm like, oh shoot. I'm thinking it's gonna come down and stuff, but it didn't. It stayed where it was. Mind you, your cervix is way smaller than this, so it's not gonna go up, and just go through your fallopian tube. It's now if you have health conditions, then of course beware. Then it's, you have to consult with your doctor and things like that to make sure that you're okay. So yeah, I used the restroom. I'm like, oh wait, it's not coming down or anything, but I didn't panic. So that's the biggest thing. Don't panic. So if you're wait, okay, it's not come down yet. So I'm like, okay, my first resort for everything, I always go to Google. Went to Google and I'm like, okay, let me read up a little bit more about this, because this is something new to me. So what I found out was it is okay. It just varies as far as the time span, as far as keeping them in, and then also as far as its effectiveness. And when you think of it, the entire purpose of this, these are natural elements. And so we are, as humans, we are attempting to connect with the earth, right? And you are trying to increase your positivity and whichever stone that you picked, you are trying to really connect with that and amplify that into your life, into yourself, into your body, in every aspect, spiritual, just mental, everything, right? So don't panic. You put it in and you're like, okay, it should probably, because when I looked online, it said that you only put it in for a few hours or a few minutes, and I'm like, what? My ass has been in for 5 hours. What? I'm like, okay, you know what? I'm not gonna panic, whatever. I went to sleep. Oh wait, and I researched this a little bit more, and I'm like, okay. Honestly, I still went to sleep. I'm like, I'm not gonna panic because I'm a little more nonchalant anyway, overall in general. And I'm like, as long as I'm not in pain or anything. I did have a period where I felt like periods throughout the time where I kind of like, wait, am I cramping a little bit? Like I did feel, but it wasn't nothing excruciating or anything like that. And from like a 1 to 10, I would rate on probably like a 2. Like, and it was, not even painful. Just like, I'm like, wait, I'm like, oh, I might be just tweaking or something. So. And that was like while I was at the beach moving around, like we were doing cartwheels, we did yoga. Like I said, her kids were there, so we were just like chilling. We were kicking it. We ate pizza. We went on the beach. We were just strolling, like, you know what I'm saying? So I ran my errands. So it was just a regular, like I acted like I did not have this inside of me. So anyway, went to sleep, woke up, and did a little bit more research. And this is literally today. So now here we are 24 hours later, right? So I did a little more research early in the morning. I was like, okay, let me see, what I'm missing here. And of course, we always have to be learning, right? You should always, every day is a new opportunity to learn more. So, because we don't know everything. And the more you learn, the more you know you don't know anything. Like you're like, oh, like there's always something to learn. So anyway, I'm on Google and I'm researching and stuff. And I find a reputable website and I'm reading about it and stuff like that. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. So in addition to when you first get your eggs, as far as cleaning them, you should physically clean them as well, but spiritually and emotionally and mentally, you should connect with your eggs. So since, we know they amplify, I keep saying that. Anyway, we know they give off energies. So even just having your crystals, your Yoni eggs near you, they are giving off energy. This is like, even just from sitting right here, my crystals are giving off energies. So on top of that, just having them around, maybe putting them on you in your pocket or things like that, just being close to them physically. Also, you should set your intention for the use. So whatever it is that you want to get out of your crystal use, you should meditate or just really zone in on that. And I don't think you have to really it doesn't have to be a long drawn out process where you have to literally set aside time. And like, it can just be something really simple, because I didn't do this at first and I did it this morning. So I was late to do it. And so, but once I did do it, I did notice, a sense of calmness. I naturally have I naturally have anxiety about in general, but at the same time, I can also be nonchalant. I'm a Libra, so I'm all over the place, and so no lie, and so I did that as far as me just just setting my intention for the crystals, and shortly after. A few hours after, I went to the restroom and I was able to remove my egg. So what I learned from this process was, like I said, the first thing is don't panic when you put your egg in or when you want to take it out. But if you do come up across a emergency situation, don't don't panic. There are ways that all you have to do is bear down, and you'll be able to easily remove the egg. Now, do remember that, like I said, this is a natural process. So when the egg is ready to come down, it will come down. And I was even reading, when I was doing my research, I was reading accounts where people were like, the shit just came out. It came out where they were in a public restroom or just anything. And they might have just been peeing or just anything, and it just comes out. And that makes sense. So, but don't panic. Again, you literally just pick it up out of the toilet. Because that's what happened to me today. Mine's literally came out and it fell in the toilet. I didn't want to pee on my hand, but I guess I could have. It's just pee, right? It's not, everything is figure outable. None of this is that deep where it's oh my God. No, unless you having a real, unless there's blood everywhere and you're not on your menses, or I don't know, it just has to be an extreme case for you to just really freak out. And if that case, call 911, get to your, like, you know, your closest ambulatory center or ER, like, period. You know what I'm saying? But the point of the matter is, when the egg has done its work, its job, and it has connected with you, and your energies are coincided, and just everything like that, it will start to come down, like, naturally. And so it's just very interesting. I mean, it might be cliche as hell, because it definitely sounds like it, like, okay, girl. But it's real talk. Like, literally after I, like, set my attention, I really was, like, thinking about, like, what I wanted out of this crystal use. And I was just like, okay, as far as, like I said, what I want. When I literally did that, I was like, I felt the calmness about myself, and it kind of decreased my anxiety. And I was like, okay, I'm not gonna worry about when it's time for me to take my crystal out, because literally it had been in half of the day, and I slept with it, and it was like, you know what I'm saying? And I'm like, okay, it's midday, or, well, not midday, but it was like 12 or something, like right now, you know? So I'm like, okay, crap, like I need to, but I'm like, nope, not gonna worry about it. I'm gonna just chill, you know, because I may need more love, or I may need more energy from this than, you know, Sarah next to me, or Sarah, you know, or just anything. No one's journey is the same. And that's what makes us all beautiful. You know what I'm saying? It's all different. And so eventually, so I don't know if next time I'm going to go down in size. I think since I'm still a beginner, this is only my first one, I would keep using the same size, but like I might try a different one, because literally throughout the day when I had the 10, I didn't feel any different. My thought process, or like my energy, like I didn't feel, I only thing, like I said, maybe the abdominal cramps a little bit, but I can't even be 100% sure that that's from this crystal. So, of course, like I said, at first, stick with this one, the biggest one, because as you go down in size, this is more for the intermediate and experts, okay? And this really increases your Kegel and pelvic floor muscles, right? So while you're doing your Kegels and things like that, you can really, when you get cold with it, you start, and you might be able to move this up and down. I don't know, who knows? I've read accounts where people have said they are able to like pulsate and all kind of stuff. And so the benefits of these things are just like crazy out here. Like, people are able to really transform their sexual experiences, like as far as people are just like not just maybe coming here and there, that people are having orgasms on top of orgasms. And then on top of that, like I said, it really just kind of speaks to your wholeness, speaks to your overall, because really, truly, what's inside comes out. So if you're not good inside, you won't be good outside. And I think that's what real beauty is, when our inside is beautiful. And so for me, like I said, again, this is just about self-love, becoming a better person, more positive, and really having good energy, great energy, the best energy, and attracting that energy and keeping that energy. And so that's why I chose to begin this journey. So yeah, I hope that you all will try Yoni Eggs, because I haven't heard anything bad about them yet, and so that's another thing, you know, like it's definitely just worth trying, because if you can enhance your life, why wouldn't you? Like you should definitely, you should always want to become better, and so that's what this is about, especially for me. And so I'll update you all when I do this again. I'm going to work tonight, so I don't know if I'm going to put one in tonight, maybe tomorrow. But anyway, be blessed. I'll see you all soon.